Every season, some prospects pop off in the Yankee organization, coming out of absolutely nowhere to end up universally ranked in their top 30, or a part of a really big trade that helps them land an impact piece at the deadline. Last year, we saw Ben Rice kind of come out of nowhere and become one of the better left-handed bats in the organization. While he didn't get traded, he is somebody the Yankees view as a potential future piece, whether that's at first base or catcher. The Yankees have done a really good job of maximizing the potential of various young players, and we're starting to see more and more of their prospects make their way to the Major League roster. It's still very early into the minor league season, but these three names have had massive skill progressions under the hood that could fuel their breakout, and they need to be on the radar of any Yankee fan who cares about the farm system because they're red hot right now, and I think this is the start of their stock rising, not just some hot stretch. Tune in to find out these three prospects and more, but before we do that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It would greatly help, and we want you guys to join the Fireside family so you guys can be kept up on all of your favorite Yankee content. You guys can also check out our various other social media pages. We have a Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Let's get things started with Benjamin Cowles, and Benjamin Cowles was a 10th round pick for the Yankees out of the 2021 MLB draft, and his issues before were strikeout rates that were way too high, especially considering he didn't have enough game or raw power to justify it. You see, a 27% strikeout rate isn't an issue for a guy like Aaron Judge, who can hit the baseball 117 to 118 miles an hour. This season, we've seen that strikeout rate decrease dramatically, and as a result, he has been a lot better as a hitter. Last year, he struck out 28% of the time, and in AA this year, he's striking out 17.4% of the time. Typically, we see hitters sacrifice quality of contact for quantity of contact, but that hasn't necessarily been the case here either. We don't have exit velocity data, but what we do have is batted ball data in the terms of batted ball distribution, pull rates, and game power or power production. Whether you want to classify that as isolated power or slugging percentage, we will look at both. But last year, he had a 136 isolated power and a 389 slugging percentage. This year, he has a 288 ISO and a 644 slugging percentage. He has a 42.1% fly ball rate and a 45.8% pull rate, suggesting he's getting the ball in the air often and he's pulling the ball, meaning he's attacking the ball out in front and early, and that hasn't hurt his walk rates, which have always been really good, as he's walking 12.8% of the time. This is a versatile infielder with an improved offensive skill set, although the biggest question I have isn't related to his skill set, but rather related to what the Yankees choose to do with him. Since he's Rule 5 eligible after the conclusion of the 2024 season, it means he will have to be rostered on a 40-man roster, or he can be plucked in the Rule 5 draft by any team because he was left protected. I wonder if this means the Yankees will trade him at the deadline. Last year, we saw them trade right-hander Juan Corella to the White Sox due to that same issue, but with Ben Cowles being able to play third, second, short, and looking at the Yankees' lack of infield depth in the upper levels of the minor leagues, perhaps they view him as somebody they keep long-term. Again, I don't think he's stopping them from making a deal. In fact, I think he would be more of a back-end top 30 guy in the organization, but of course he can hit his way into a much higher rank. But I do think the Yankees view him as somebody with value because they had him play a good bit in spring training. They did let him go from high A to double A, and so far, he has rewarded them mightily. The bat is pretty good, the defensive value is solid, and he's got versatility, and the speed is strong as well. He could be a doubles machine with really good game power and contact skills. He already has 8 doubles and 2 triples, so I'm super excited to see how he continues to produce, and hopefully the best hitter in the Yankee organization in terms of qualified WRC+, continues to just straight up mash. Next up, let's talk about Hudson Valley Renegades ace Cam Schlittler, who is in his second year of professional baseball and has been one of the best pitchers in the South Atlantic League through his first 4 starts. He has a 1.29 ERA and 32.1% strikeout rate, as Schlittler excels at getting swings and misses and keeping the ball on the ground, making him the exact kind of pitcher that the Yankees adore. He's got a nasty sweeping slider that can generate plenty of strikeouts, and looking at his fastball profile, there are some unique characteristics there. What StatCast deems as a four-seamer is actually a cutter, and he throws it about 55% of the time, at least he did last year in Single A. He got a 26% whiff rate on that pitch with a 314 wOBA allowed, which is pretty good. And the pitch can be a versatile weapon for him because he can use it against righties and lefties, get strikeouts or ground balls with it, and because he naturally gets around the baseball well, it really sets up the rest of his breaking ball profile. Let's talk about the cutter, slider, curveball mix in terms of stuff plus. using the Stuff Plus model made by Robert Frey, which is a little bit different than the one you might see on Fangraphs made by Enosaurus, as this one happens to be a little more juiced, in the way that a 150 Stuff Plus in the Robert Frey model is not as impressive as it is in Enosaurus's model. The scaling is different, but still, anything above 150 is elite in Robert Frey's model. Anything above 100 is above average. The cutter's at 120, that's an above average pitch. The slider's at 148, that's nearly an elite offering. And the curveball's at 162, that is an elite offering. So he has three really strong pitches. They all have different movement profiles. The cutter gets a little more backspin and a little more ride. The slider gets a big horizontal moving profile with over 14 inches of glove side sweep. And the curveball drops over 55 inches, so that's more of a vertical profile there. He also has a changeup he can mix in there. It had an 83 Stuff Plus. Stuff Plus in any model typically doesn't like changeup, so I don't pay attention to that score too much, but his usage of it does suggest that it's not the pitch he's the most comfortable with or the pitch he has the most success with. With that being said, he is just unique. He's 6'6", he gets about 6.5 to 6.6 inches of extension, meaning he's really getting down and deep towards the plate, and batters are seeing the ball a lot later than they should, so about his 91, 92 mile per hour fastball plays up more like 93, 94 to some hitters, and the abnormal movement profiles certainly make him a lot better of a pitcher than some would think. He also has a lower release height than people who stand at his height. He's releasing the ball at around 5.7 feet. That's around the league average for right-handed pitchers, but we're talking about a guy who is 6'6". He should not be releasing the ball at the same height as other pitchers in the league because he has an outlier height quality. So he is a unique pitcher with a unique look, and anytime we're talking about unique looks, unique pitchers, good Stuff Plus grades, good strikeout numbers, and good ground ball rates, we're talking about a pitcher that should be on your radar. Cam Schlittler could be in Double-A at some point during the summer. I don't think they'd hold him in Hudson Valley for too long if he keeps dominating, and hopefully he continues to shove because he is a super exciting player that I'm going to continue to monitor as the season goes on, and so should you. The final pitcher we're going to be talking about is another member of that 2022 draft class, and that's Trystan Vrieling. Now, I don't think he would have qualified for a video talking about rising prospects that people probably haven't heard of in the Yankee organization if it wasn't for the fact that he got Tommy John surgery last year, because he was a third-round pick in that aforementioned 2022 draft. That's a pretty high slot. He was a top 100 pick. The Yankees selected him above Chase Hampton, who ended up becoming a top 100 prospect, although right now he's sidelined with a UCL sprain. And the Yankees showed that they had a lot of confidence in him because they started him out in Double-A, where batters are finding out about Vrieling the hard way. He struck out 27.8% of batters faced across 4 starts with a 1.88 ERA, flashing great command and damage suppression. The 0.38 home run per 9 and 46.6% ground ball rate are extremely exciting for a guy who I think has the stuff and command to be one of the best pitchers in minor league baseball. Let's get a look at that outside command of the zone. He does such a good job of locating on that outside corner, consistently hitting his spot, repeatedly hitting his spot, and as a result, he's able to generate tons of swing and miss and a lot of soft contact. He'll go fastball, slider. He can throw in his sinker, his cutter. Sometimes he's got a curveball, a changeup. There are just so many weapons in his arsenal, and the command of his arsenal is so impressive that it helps uplift a pretty good arsenal in terms of stuff. Now, we didn't get enough Stuff Plus data in his one spring training outing to say anything stabilized, but it did grade out as an above average repertoire, with his four-seamer, cutter, and slider grading out as above average pitches. The changeup's pretty good as well. He does get a good amount of natural arm side run on it, but I would consider the slider the best pitch he throws. It's a firm pitch with a decent amount of horizontal movement. Not necessarily a sweeper, but it's a nasty pitch in and of itself. The four-seamer gets about 15 to 16 inches of carry. It's not an above average pitch in terms of movement, and the velocity is pretty mundane as well, but it's the way that he commands that pitch. He can, again, spot it on the outside part of the plate. He can dot it inside. He can go upstairs. He can free somebody in the lower part of the zone. His ability to command everything kind of gives him comparisons to a guy like a Shane Bieber, who relies a lot on command and finesse to uplift a pretty average arsenal. And overall, Vrieling a guy who can fly through this organization. He's already dominating Double-A, and I foresee him only getting better as he goes on because the Yankees do such a good job of maximizing pitching talent. So again, Trystan Vrieling, keep him on your radar for the foreseeable future. Now, before we say goodbye, make sure you guys drop a comment in the comment section below and get involved in the conversation. We want to know what you guys are thinking. We appreciate any and all feedback. And of course, we want to know what your thoughts are on the Yankees and their current situation. So with that being said, you can also check us out on other social medias and also join the conversation on there on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and our Facebook page. We really appreciate your guys' support. And of course, you guys can make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out on the next awesome piece of content we've got coming out. And of course, YouTube recommends you watch the video on screen right now. I'm Ryan Garcia, this is Fireside Yankees, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Perfect.